Hello everyone and welcome back. Standing up here on the tower, kind of surveying the domain, looking around just to see if there's anything going on here. Let's flip back out of this. So what I did recently, it's been maybe 8 hours of gameplay. I still have not gone into that temple yet. I need to do that. I've added torches over into the area down there. I need to extend the fence around because I have torched up a decent area, so I think I could kind of bring the wall kind of parallel to that tree, kind of line it up, maybe get a little more of the town in here. I've torched the entire top of the castle wall all the way around the village. It dawned on me that even though this area was safe, there were critters spawning up on the wall shooting at me, which was never fun. Found a couple apples, made some apple trees, put one up there just kind of because I could. Those two I use occasionally. Got my little temporary tree farm going there. It's outside of the chunk loader that the turtle is currently using, so it doesn't grow that fast when I'm not online. Found some cotton, got that planted, pulled some sugar cane up here just so we've got it. Haven't really used a ton of it yet. I did make a couple tinker's tools, so we've got the hammer from last time, and I made this iron hammer. What I did here was I made it with, I believe, a steel, I want to say it was steel all around, but a paper binding. Yeah. No, okay, the rod was paper. So I used iron for all the pieces except for the tool rod, the tough tool rod, which I made out of paper to give me a couple extra modifiers. And then what it has stacked on it right now is has a diamond, it has moss for auto repair, the diamond for the mining level, and an extra durability boost, and 2 levels of redstone. So it mines pretty quick. It's useful when I'm kind of going down and I find large deposits of things I want to mine. So kind of built this up. Been building up a little wood here. I made myself a lumber axe, just straight stone, not really doing much important with it. Set this up to auto cast the ingots. I can flip my little switch here and shut it off. I was pulling enough ore in that it was a royal pain to have to sit here and click. So set up this little transfer node, no speed upgrades, nothing like that, and it just kind of goes at its own pace. But it works out pretty well because I can just kind of dump those in there. I can forget about them. I drained a decent sized lava lake. I had this barrel full when I came up here, and there's still more lava down there. It probably took me a half an hour with a bucket to get all of it, but it was worth it because now I don't have to do it again for a while since that thing doesn't use all that much. Get a little bit of wheat here since I've been living off of bread, and apparently I still have some rubies in my inventory, so we'll toss those in the box. Seeds go here, wheat goes here, and let's go see how the turtle's doing. He did have a little bit of a mishap, which set us back quite a bit. I restarted the server to change the Morpheus configurations so that I didn't have to wait for 33% or whatever it is of the people online to sleep in order to get it to switch to the day-night cycle, which of course stopped the turtle. He was down probably maybe around there, probably 20 or 30 levels down, and it just stopped him because he lost his path. So I had to start him all over again. It looks like he's... oh my goodness. So he's kind of full. We're going to grab some of this stuff. It's just, you can see when we look down there, it's cutting into my level 11 mine now. So it's getting down there. I should start seeing more diamonds show up soon, which will be good because we kind of want the diamonds. Go here. Okay. Now, he wanted fuel. I did have this set up. What it would do is it's a rationing pipe, so it would try to keep a stack and coal in him. The only problem was he doesn't stick around very long, so without a speed or a stack upgrade in there, it got maybe 2 or 3 pieces of coal in him before he'd bolt off again, and he'd come back a little while later to get more. So it didn't work out quite that well. It did keep him going through the night, which was useful the first time I ran it. Now see, this is where this kind of comes in, because we got 53 of this, but what I did was I have a hopper here. As long as I'm careful not to put things in here that mix, we're okay. So we don't need yellowite or uranium. Let's sort some of this junk out. Oops, that doesn't go in there. That does. Mob drops go in there. This goes in here. As you can see, we're kind of stacking some of these things up here. And okay, so now we come over here, and what we do is toss most of the lead, that, Ferrous we're going to hold on to. So silver and gold mixed to make electrum, so we cannot put that stuff in there at the same time. So I made this box to keep the ores that need to be processed. Oh, that's another thing I did. This stuff, brownstone. I made this brownstone road. You get it by dumping tin onto gravel in the casting basin here, and it gives you a little bit of a speed boost while you're moving along it. So what I did was I did this entire road here, over to here, and just down into the well. Just right here for now. I'm going to eventually start replacing more of it because I have a bunch of it. I set a hopper up onto this thing and it just kept it going. Okay, so that's going to start going. Once this empties out, I'll pull the hopper back off of it. Alright. So soon I do want to get into Botania. I just haven't decided where I want to set it up yet, because without that Botania is one of those things that needs a little bit of space, since I haven't been able to decide where to put it yet. Oh, I also started coating things in berry bushes. Areas that look kind of silly with torches, like just having a torch sitting right there. So I put a berry bush. It works. I was thinking about setting up a lumberjack turtle with a single tree within the chunk loaded area just to kind of let him go. But I just haven't done it yet because I'm going to have to build the turtle, find the code, that type of thing. So it'll take a little bit. Just haven't done it yet because I want to find one that can function without bone meal and is designed to function in a small area. All right, let's get these. Get these all harvested. Now this is where I've been getting the bulk of my my wood. Since I started running out, I figured I might as well. And then I put these gaps in here because I was starting to have a net loss in saplings, because these runs are 13 long. Until I broke them up into the 6, I was starting to lose saplings as I was doing it. I'd come out of here without having enough to actually replant the whole thing because there wasn't enough leaf blocks to regenerate the saplings. By adding that extra block in there for each one of them, that one little air block on each line was enough to add enough of a profit that I don't have to worry about it. So as you can see over there, I've got a barrel full of saplings, and it's been working out pretty good. One more over here, and there. Pick that one up. So yeah, we're doing pretty good on saplings. We're doing pretty good on oak. Apples are kind of a byproduct. I don't really need them now. I've been using wheat. I've got those up there as kind of a backup food supply. Same with all these berry bushes spread around there. They're really a terrible food, but push comes to shove, there's a bunch of them now. Alright, let's see. We're going to go down. Oh, we're going to repair that first. Try to keep this thing repaired as much as I can, otherwise I forget and break it, and it's a royal pain. There we go. And we need torches. Let's go take a look where he's at again. And then what I think I'm going to do is go scope out an area for Botania. One thing I was working on is when the level was kind of down about where that dirt ends, I brought a transfer node down here and jammed like 8 world interaction mod or upgrades into it, and I stood kind of in a hole where everyone could see me down here. So the zombies and everything would spawn in here, and they would kind of swarm over, and it was a block viewing their feet, so I could just kill them all. What ended up happening is giving me basically a mob spawner. Oh, good lava. I did the same thing with ender pearls, so I came out of it with a few ender pearls, which was kind of nice, because we were kind of, at this point in the game, you don't really expect to have many of them to begin with, but we started off with 2, which was really nice, and I think we're up to 5 now, not counting what I got from the shards and fragments from the crazy creepers. Yeah, see, he's down at level 11, so I can't really go down to my mining level until he's down maybe 2 levels lower. Alright, I'm going to go find us a spot for Botania, and once I get that all set up and scoped out, I will be back. Oh, came back a little early. Wanted to kind of show this thing in action here. So you can see I'm tossing some more iron in it. We've got 70 ingots, 62 ingots of silver. And you can see this thing's loaded up with pretty much all the lead, since it'll hold 8,000 millibuckets. And it just slowly doles it out 144 millibuckets at a time to make ingots, and they just get pulled into here. which works out really nicely. But I just kind of wanted to show that, so I will be back. Alright, as a little detour here, I've kind of got an area scoped out, but what I want to do here is create an excavator, because digging out all that area by hand is becoming a bit of a pain. So a 3x3 shovel will help. So we're going to make ourselves a pattern, make ourselves a cobblestone head, pull this thing out, because we don't need that at this exact moment. We're going to put it, there it is. And what we're going to do is just kind of turn this thing manual for a minute here. So I've got some gold bars melting up in there. They should melt soon. Alright, and then we're going to make ourselves an excavator cast. Iron. Let's just toss 8 in there for now. Oops. So now we got our excavator cast. So once those melt off, we'll make that. Let's see, an excavator. Excavator requires handle, plate, tool rod. Okay. We're going to use a tough tool rod that I already made out of paper to give us an extra modifier. This won't be the best ever, but it should function the way we want. I believe it was a tough tool rod. There are ways to thoroughly deck out these tools, but that's not what we're aiming for here. We're aiming just to get a tool that will cut this down and be useful when we need it for now, using the materials that we have on hand. What is that? Spectral moss. That's weird. What we are going to be putting on there is we are going to be putting some moss on there. Now, the moss is created by a 3x3 of any mossy stone. Now, what we did here to get this is we created the mossy stone using this recipe. It takes any type of water bottle or water thing, some wheat, and some cobblestone. We have a ton of wheat, we have water, and I think what we were using is these freshwater buckets from Pam's, if I remember right. Bring that back up again, take a look, see if we can catch it. I don't feel like searching for it. Yeah, because you put a bucket in there, you get 4 of them. So with 1 bucket of water, you can do 4 sets of that. So basically every time you do this, you get 1 chunk of moss, is kind of what we were going for. Because that's what Newt was doing that yesterday while he was working on getting his little blood altar going. I've got one of my little sacrificial orbs that I've been walking out here and bleeding myself every once in a while. Keep his altar full and get it all filled up for him when he does come back in here. Alright, so now we've got our iron on the bottom. We're going to pour ourselves an excavator head cast. I get the feeling I'm going to need more iron. Let's just toss 16 in there because I think these heads take a little bit. Okay, so we've got our excavator head. Pull that out of there. Over here with the others, take that out, put that one in. Do we? We do not. Wow, it took that much to do that. Alright, so now we gotta sort that out. So in the time being, let's see, we've got our that. We're gonna need our plate and our tough tool rod. We're gonna do the tool rod out of iron as well. Mainly just because we have it. So I think that's what we're gonna use. So we're gonna let that melt. Actually, we'll put this away, so we don't have to worry about it. Alright, so I extended the road down here a little ways, and then all the way down to the wall over there. I extended the fence, basically kind of straight that way to that house, and we get off that road and you can feel it, and then up to the wall there. So this entire area is torched. I'm going to rip this house out. Well, maybe I might leave that one there for now. But this area right here, what I was planning on doing is punching this back until it's level with the section that the fence was on. So probably right up to here. I'll leave this row in and I'll probably replace it with stone or something. But I'm going to punch it back right along this line here, kind of down there, and I'll try to come up with some type of retaining wall to put in there, but then the Botania stuff will be down there. Probably have like a stairway down right here, bring the road over and then go down into it. I'll probably level this area off as well and just bring the wall all the way over to the castle wall. That way we can do it that way. Kind of give it a little bit of a look to it. I'm trying not to destroy the village as I go. with the main goal being of trying to keep this place as functional as possible. I traded for some emeralds the other day and built this thing. It's a little village highlighter. So we go village. So not that hard to make. Some cobble, some planks. The emerald was the hard part, but one of these villagers traded them for wheat. So you can kind of see, if you look up in the air, we got all these little, you can't really see them, it's dark. All these little dots kind of floating in the air in a circle, and that circle denotes the village. So what I want to do eventually is kind of let these villagers out and correct a lot of these houses and kind of let the villagers run free, because then what that'll do is that should expand the radius of this village. And as it stands right now, I don't know if we haven't hit the threshold, the size. I think we're low on the number of houses that are valid. But the village is kind of small, and we haven't got any iron golems yet. So that's kind of what I want to do, is get this thing to spread out and get these villagers to make this a fairly large village. Kind of gives me more of a population to work with. Plus later on when I go vampire, I plan to build either a castle in this area, underground, above ground, whatever. They'll give me a nice, easy food source to get to. Plus then I can make all the little vampire minions, because I tried those in the last server and they just did not work out right. They ran off and never came back. I really hope we have enough iron in there. Actually, let's just do this. Doesn't take anything to melt it back. So, okay, that's done. So we'll pull that one out. Put our tool rod in. Do we have enough? Oh, we might. So we've got our plate, handle. Perfect. That back. Take this off. Put that back. Disengage that. Alright, now it will suck that thing dry basically, and we put all that back into ingot form. And we are going to build an excavator. So we're going to do plate, the excavator head, the handle, and the paper binding. So it looks nice and boring. Now we're going to grab ourselves a piece of moss. See how many modifiers do we have on here? 4. Let's do 2 pieces of moss. And a bunch of redstone. We're not really using it for anything else right now. So if we waste a little bit, it doesn't really hurt us all that much. Make some cubes out of this. Make the blocks because it'll go into this thing faster. Take that out of there. That in there. Alright, so we use our 1 modifier up to give it Mossy Auto Repair 1. Now this will give it Auto Repair 2, so it'll repair a little faster. And then this will jump our redstone up a little quicker. Okay. 46. This should be, okay, 50. Now we can switch back to the redstone blocks. We're only going to be able to get it up to 100, but that will still be a decent speed. So we have left 4. Okay, so it is now maxed out. So we're going to take these out, put those back for when I need to repair things. Pick up the redstone I apparently threw on the floor. Alright, so now we got an excavator. So now we can come down here. Let's just put it there. After a while, I start replacing all my tools with the 3x3s, but you have to get used to it because they make a mess of the landscape. And actually, let's take that out of there for now. Get rid of this. We don't want to waste it on grass. I've been being careful as I do this to make sure to always put kind of to run around. Once I start clearing this out, I'll flip over and turn F7 on so I can keep an eye on the light levels. So I want to make sure I don't leave any accidental spawn locations in here, because right now I don't have a door on the house, and the last thing I need is a creeper walking in and detonating and blowing up our storage and smeltery and pretty much everything in the process, because that would be bad. Alright, let's see. We're going to go here, here. Oh, cave. Here. I think I already lit this one up fully. Turn F7 on. And yeah, this one's lit up, but we're still going to cover it up because we don't want to have to deal with that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this wall down. Eventually what I'm going to do, I am going to remove this again And what I'll do is replace it with stone or something like that. Something to give it a little bit of a wall look as opposed to just a chunk of dirt. And we need more dirt. So we're going to cut through here. These excavators are fantastic for doing this, especially when you get a little bit of haste on it. They're great. 1, 2. So now we're done. Now we're going to cut this way. Fall in the hole. Now we're just going to fill this thing in. As we get dirt, I think we'll just fill this whole area in. Be a little easier than leaving it open and having to worry about it. So take that out. And there. There. And we're out. Now let's continue our hole this way. After you start using these things for a while, you kind of start thinking in terms of 3x3s, since that's the area you can carve out easily with them. So you start kind of seeing the optimal places you can cut to pull those the 3x3s out of it easily. Let's see. Almost done. There. So now we're going to cover that. There. So now we got a nice flat area. So like I was saying, the idea will be to take this wall of dirt here and probably going to leave that alone for now. So the wall will probably just come to here because I'm not doing anything with the unsafe areas yet. So I'll bring it to here, run it all the way around here. I'm going to bring that up to probably this level at least. So it'll be right here. Yeah, so we'll bring all this along to here and we'll level this out. Since we have some dirt now, plus we got a whole barrel full of it. So we'll level this off. The stairway I'm thinking will be right here in the corner. I'll probably have it start maybe right around here. So this spot or this spot. So it sinks down a little bit in the wall and then comes out. But that's, I think, what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to continue getting this. And once I have some type of wall in place, oops, don't want to do that. I want to be able to bring that road, because the road's going to come right along here. Alright, so I'm going to get this done, get that. Actually, I should probably retorch that area, shouldn't I? Yeah, because that's not done. So I'm going to get that done, get the wall in place, and then I will be back, and we're going to see about setting up the Botania stuff. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Took a little bit longer than expected, so I'm not sure how much more we're going to do past this, but I do want to get the basics of Botania started. This is kind of what I settled on. I'm not sure on the end design of the wall. It kind of blends together. I think I may need a different color cap on the top to break it up. But for now, I think this will work. Kind of gets us started. We're going to put these in here real quick so I stop stepping on this when I walk around. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is get our Lexica Botania created. For that, we need a book and a sapling, which gives us the Lexica Botania. From here, let's see, basics. We need the Petal Apothecary. So for this, yada yada. Alright, 4 cobblestone, 2 slabs, and a flower. Okay, so we've got 2 slabs. And where? And my cobblestone's gone. I used it for something else by mistake, so we're going to go grab some more cobblestone. 4 cobblestone. Might as well put this stuff away while we're here and sleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the Petal Apothecary created, and we're going to get the Pure White Daisy created and get started on the Stone of the Living Wood. Now I found that I put the stairs over there and they look better there, but I tend to jump off a lot. Alright, so crafting table. First we need a petal, which we can get by putting any of the flowers in here. So 2 slabs. 4. Now the only problem with the Petal Apothecary, aside from the fact you can't autofill it by most means, is it's like a 1.5 blocks tall. So if you put it down here, sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to throw things into it, so I may end up ringing this with slabs just to make it a little easier, because if I put a slab here I can step up easily. So I think I'm probably going to do that for now. I brought a well, so we had water. I got a bucket, so we can miss and knock all our torches down, because that's what we like to do. These torches in the middle are needed, otherwise the light level right where they're sitting, like this block and then one on in either direction here, are spawnable because the lanterns don't quite reach it. Let's try this again in the Petal Apothecary. Alright, we need, very first thing we need is a pure white daisy. So let's take a look here real quick. I'm not sure where it's at, but there is apparently a tutorial built in here you can follow through, but I'm not sure how you trigger it. Alright, living wood. Alright, so all we need are 4 of those. Alright, we're going to make 2. So we're going to have to get some more, but we'll start, just drop them in here. That's odd. And we drop a seed. Seed kind of finishes the process off. No idea how we ended up with an extra one. Oh, that's right. I used one to make the apothecary itself, so we have one extra. All right, now we need more water. There is an item you can get from, I think it's Thaumic Exploration. I think it's called an ever full urn. If you put it in a certain radius of this thing, it'll keep it full, which is really useful. 3, 4, and 6. And then water. Alright, so we got those 2. Let me come over here. We're going to toss the petals and the seeds back. Actually, we're going to put the seeds back in the barrel. Okay, now the trick with these, right here. So we'll put it there, skip 2, and another one. These will convert anything on the same horizontal plane as them with a 1 block radius. So 3 by 3, them in the middle. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Now it's cobble. And they will convert it, so you can kind of look, you can see the particle effects coming out of it. That means they're working. And that takes anywhere from 60 seconds plus, I think, for it to work. Unfortunately, there's no progress bar. Well, let's go, and we're going to run back here and cook some more cobble. Since I goofed and broke one of our pieces, I'm going to toss it in here. Grab a stack of wood. Toss that in there so we get more charcoal, since we're kind of living off charcoal right now. If you jump right, you can land on this lantern and it doesn't hurt to fall. Alright, so while that's cooking, let's drop back here. We're going to need to wander the forest. But for that we need the living wood. So we're going to drop back here. Jade blooms is what we're going to make next, I think, because we're going to need a little bit of power going forward. Alright, they're converting back there. Alright, so we need 2 yellows, an orange, and a light blue purr. Okay. And an orange. That'll be enough to give us 4 of them. Didn't work at all. Alright, then we're going to need 4 seeds. Just to make this a little bit easier, we're going to do this. Alright, so you can see these have converted over, so we'll have to mine these out. And we'll get the next batch started, but we're going to do this first. So 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1. Put the water in there, get more water. Oh, that didn't work. I had that extra gap there so the bucket would go in there. Do this again. 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. More water. There we go, that worked. And water. tools back. Pop these out. We don't have enough stone for a full run again, but we have enough that we can at least get some going. Alright, we'll do that. I have the lumber axe, which would harvest this out, but then I'd have to put it on my bar. That seems like work. So we've got that. Get these started. Okay. Now we need all the way back. Basics. Wander the forest. Twigs. Oops, too far. Shift clicking, okay. Alright, now to get these twigs we need, I want to say it's 2 per twig. Yeah. So we need 3 twigs. And 3 twigs. Now we need flowers. The flower color you pick here determines the actual color of flower petals on the wand. So if we do this, you can see we've got black flowers. If I put a red and a black, I'd have a red here and a black here. So we're going to go with that. I'm going to take our little flowers we don't have any room for. Now these have to be spaced with one empty space on that one space, one space in between each one. So the ideal is kind of plop them down like this, and then there could be another one sitting right here in the middle. When we get the nightshades made, they'll go in the gaps between them, but for now we're not going to do that. Now we need, not there, mana manipulation, okay, pool. We need a mana pool. Alright, we need a diluted one, which is just 5 of the living rock that we just made in a little minecart-like thing. This is kind of the we'll just call it the junky pool. It's the weak one. Doesn't really hold much, but we need it to get started with. Okay, now we've got the wood we need because we need to make a mana spreader so we can get the power from those day blooms into that pool. Once we get enough power in the pool, we can use it to create a full-on mana pool, which is basically just dumping a diluted pool into this with enough mana in it. So now we're going to go back because we're going to need some gold. So we need 6 living wood and then a piece of gold and any type of flower. Like these paving stones, since you run a little faster on them. You definitely feel it when you run off of them though, because you kind of slam into the ground and stop. Let's just take 8 with this. Oh, how's our wood, our stone? Good enough. And, oh, missed it. Alright, so now we have a white flower petal, so we'll use that one. So 3 and 3. Petal in the middle, gold bar. And now we've got a mana spreader. Toss those in here for now. What we're going to do is we're going to put the mana spreader right here. Now, because I have it sitting like that, it is going to hit this pool. But what we can do here, now right now you can kind of see it. It's in function mode. So I can click on it, I can kind of see what's going on here. But now if I flip it into bind mode, if I shift right click on the mana spreader, it's highlighted. Shift right click on the pool, and you can see it kind of tilted a little bit. Now if I hover over this, you'll see it's targeting the mana pool. You can do the same thing for these little guys. You can see they're targeting that mana spreader. If I had another mana spreader here and I wanted them to go to that one, I could use bind mode, shift click the flower, shift click the spreader, and it would empty its power into that one specifically. Let's go here. So we are getting mana. How much stone do we have left? Let's make another pool. Now let's see, do we have enough? We do not. You can see in the middle I've got a diluted mana pool on the left with an arrow going into a full mana pool on the right and an X over it. So we do not have enough power yet to do that. So we can't do that yet. Alright, I'm going to let the power build up a little bit and then I will be back. Alright, so it's been about a day in game. I slept once. We have enough power in here now. So you can see there's a green check mark there. So if we throw this in here, we now have a real mana pool. So we're going to take that mana pool and we're going to put it in place of our diluted one. There you go. Now you can see that one pulse barely put a pixel on there. This thing holds a crazy amount of power, so it'll be going for a while before it does anything. Oh, well, I actually lined this thing up on a chunk without even trying. Alright, and I think with that we are going to call it a day for now, and we'll come back later. What I want here is, let's see if we can, we'll take a look at it real quick before we go. Baubles and accessories. I want this one, the Ring of Magnetism. So this is what we need to get built. So we're going to need some mana steel and shift click. We're going to need some gold and some iron, a mana lens, which is more mana steel. So we need 8 mana steel, a piece of glass, 1 iron, 1 gold to get us this thing. What this will do is within a radius around me, it will pull items into me, which is what I'm going for. And then I also want this sash, which traveling sometimes gives you a movement speed increase, jump height increase, a little bit of fall damage reduction, and there it is, a step assist of 1 block. So it'll be really helpful to have this since it allows us to jump a little higher and things like that. So it'll be a useful little gadget to have. So, oh, we got enough. So I'm just going to convert this one so we don't need that. And just in case, I'll put it right there. So if this ever fills up, I can just move it over. I seriously doubt that's going to happen, though. All right, well, I think we're going to call it for now. So we're going to pick up trying to make those 2 things the next time. I will definitely get the Ring of Magnetism made. Not sure about the sash since it requires some runes, and that'll get a little bit more complicated. But as always, thank you for watching.